Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Please listen carefully because I'll be speaking about Ukraine as well as Bitcoin and fake news. I'm in contact with people in the Ukraine, including my students, and what they tell me is the complete opposite of what is being reported in the mainstream newspapers as well as the television stations, including the BBC. The BBC itself has already been caught out using stock pictures, pretending that is what is happening in the Ukraine. They are already releasing information to say that Putin, Russia, has committed crimes against humanity itself. You know well as I do what humanity means. The fake news, ladies and gentlemen, is the silent weapons that we will be using against you in order for the centralized mechanisms and the fraudsters to be able to. Sorry, give me a second, please. I've got a little bit of interference. Thank you. I've also got works going on here and I couldn't alter it because of the emergency broadcast. So let me recap again. I am in contact with the students in the Ukraine that are speaking to me, and they are telling me all the infrastructure is in place, and yes, there are flypaths and so on and so forth of military vehicles, and yes, there are strikes on military installations known to the local people as being military installations. The current Prime Minister or President, whoever it is, I don't monitor these things because they're all part of a fiction. That fiction is essentially sponsored by Washington, D.C., and it is not Americans that are sponsoring them. They are a criminal organization, just like Washington, D.C. is criminal, just like the banks, that are doing their best to hold back the tide of the people and the blockchain and the Bitcoin from all going decentralized. This is a fight, a battle that you are witnessing between decentralization and centralization. It is a fight of the spider against the starfish organizations. This battle you have already been prepared by movies and books and books and movies. And sorry to phrase it that way. The end result, ladies and gentlemen, of this conflict, of this battle, is that decentralization and Bitcoin will win over. As we are speaking at this moment, the savvy men and women of our world have already gone into Bitcoin 100% because they know that is the safest store of value that they can take to their grave because it's their money and what they do with it is entirely up to them. The centralized organization like the central banks are fighting back in these places so the Shanghai Corporation cannot make them as part of a cooperative. I should say, and I'm sorry about the mispronunciation of Shanghai Corporation, it's the Shanghai Cooperative that they are so frightened of because that is now becoming the most powerful economic zone on this planet, outweighing US, Washington, D.C., Europe, as well as central London. So I want to make it very clear. My students are telling me what's being reported on the BBC and the mainstream media, Fox News and etc. are 100% lies. They are lying, built upon other lies in order to maintain their fraudulent way. It's fake news, ladies and gentlemen. It is fake money. It is fake politician. It is fake bank accounts. It is virtually fake on every single level. These people that have put the politicians who are actors for their behalf in the public realm are getting caught out on their lies. You see, we know that a lie begets a lie. We also know that you cannot lie to everybody, to everyone, to everybody at the same time. You'll get caught out. That famous Abraham Lincoln's saying. The wisdom of these things is like the mathematical calculation. Once you read the calculation backwards, it always reads the same. It'll point out the error in their way. That is what blockchain will do. It'll point out the error of what is actually been happening for the past 99 years with the Federal Reserve Bank, that they are a criminal organization. Criminal in the sense that our own imagination cannot actually fathom the level of criminality that they have performed, including murder, including rape on billions of people. The magnitude of their crime is so vast, it carries a death sentence on every single thing that they have done. Their hope was that they will be able to, just as in their Modern Mechanics publication says, zero out the US dollar as well as other dollar on the back of the printed money that you already have. In other words, they're using your bank accounts as a means to print more money. Hopefully I have made that very clear. It is fake news. It is fake people, fake politicians, fake bankers putting out more and more fake. Full stop. Bitcoin is the solution out through a public network called blockchain. In that blockchain is a mathematical formula that does not allow you to make miscalculations, because it's mathematically certified, just as David Wayne Miller's technology is. Now, I'm going to go through certain documents with you, and I'm being as somber as I can with you, as not to be too emotive or anything else. You know, I cannot use sensationalism to get what they call clickbait. I just have to give you the facts as they are presented, as they are, without coloring of the law, without altering it, exaggerating it, underplaying it. If I have not made it clear, the battle that you are witnessing is actually the battle of the worlds, just like the war of the worlds. This is a battle, and when this battle is done, decentralization, Bitcoin, will level the playing field on every single man and woman on this planet. I'm unable to speak for humans because they are not men and they are not women. That is why humans have a designation of itself that is controlled by the UN General Postmaster General. Okay? So I'm making it very clear. I have done many presentations on what you think is human. It is not. It is all there to remove your position away of claiming men and women, because men and women have possession of their own sweat equity, commercial energy, which is what the banks want you to not have. I'm also getting reports from my students that their bank accounts are simply disappearing, being shut down. I'm getting news and qualified that 4.5 million PayPal accounts have been shut down, seized. You understand what I am saying to you? On the back of this, ladies and gentlemen, the Federal Reserve banks all over the world, the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, cannot move forward, and they cannot they cannot move backwards. They're actually in a stalemate until their own disgusting plan comes to fruition of the worthless of the things that they've been doing, that the money printing has become so worthless, they are trying to keep it alive through Ukraine. Full stop. Now, I'm going to go to the presentation, and like most things, if I have not made it clear, I have given all men and women free access to be able to stop this for themselves. The Securities and Exchange Commission you have actually unknowingly commissioned the Securities and Exchange Commission to commission your securities to be sold onto the stock market. What they are actually exchanging is your own securities that you gave to them inadvertently, which they are now exchanging amongst their corporation and making you liable for their losses. They will always lose, because if they don't lose, they can't suck up your securities, because you can go after them and say, where's my securities? Where's the profits that you made from it? So they always collapse it. They collapse it so they can suck the life out of you. And these are packaged up through the Washington, D.C. government, calling itself the bond. So when the bonds are transferred into the Federal Reserve Bank, they are your securities, which they goggle up. They hold your securities. I've cracked the code on it and I shared it with the entire world. Okay? So last Thursday, I shared it with the entire world, Canadians and so on and so forth, on how to crack that and break it. And I provided all the documents and so on and so forth for that, which is now free source for the entire planet. It is free source. So any men and women following this program that I put together will have success in maintaining their life, their wealth, as it were, past the control of Washington, D.C. and the Federal Reserve. You see, that which was done with a pen can be undone with a pen. And this is the training program, and all the documents for it are fully available. Just email me and that'll be fine. I've also asked all the people, as well as all my students, to be able to upload that videos to their own channels and share it with the thousands and millions of people that will benefit from it. If you are not prepared, ladies and gentlemen, which is what I think is happening, is that you are not prepared because you're listening to fake news. You remember Iraq. You remember how much they lied to you. They lied to you 100%. And then they simply said to you and said it was all just a big mistake. They have done that from day one. I thought World War II was for a noble cause, only to find that even then there were publications and books written to say war is a racket. That's the name of the book, to prove that even World War II was not what they portrayed it to be. You will also find who Adolf Hitler was in Germany. You go and look at my website. You will find proof of all of these things. Have you ever wondered why these people don't talk about the Federal Postal Court? Why they don't talk about the 100% proof of all these things that I have? Have you ever wondered why the YouTubers don't touch it, even though you are being educated by them? It's because it's an game. It's an end of their game play. It ends the game of stupidity and fraud. So I want to make it very clear. I have given every man and woman on this planet as a free gift to break that code through the technologies that I have discovered and the bureaucrats, and I've given it to you, to the entire world. You are free to upload that video and the documents and make it your own. As I speak, there are quite literally hundreds of people at this moment trying to sell that technology which I gave to you people for free as their own, and they're charging people money. These are nothing more than the fraudsters that we are trying to actually shut down. These are men and women that have no ethics, no morality, no nothing. They are actually all fake people, and they are getting caught out. Just as the fake individuals, it is the same with the fake newspapers, the fake BBC News, the fake all of it. They are all being eaten alive by Bitcoin. What's eating them alive? It's not just by Bitcoin. It's the fact that they are lying. Their own lies are now swallowing them up for what they really are. Okay? So this is the training program, okay, with all supporting evidence, and that's a free gift. And please, please report it to me if somebody are stealing it and trying to sell it on as their own, okay? They are fraudsters. They need to be shut down, if not put into prison. There are so many, and pardon the expression, I don't wish to be extend any diplomacy with these people. I commonly call all of these people, including the Committee of 300, the Olympians, as nothing more than dog feces on mankind's shoe. That's all they are. Just as the Platinum Jubilee is trying to steal your money from the Church of England. The Church of England is the bank. It's a bank, okay? It's not a place of religion as you think it is. That's why no Church of England has any crosses on it. Look, the magnitude of the lie is so profound, it will shock you, and quite rightly so. I'm letting you know the war of the worlds has now taken place, and the silent weapons and the quiet wars that go with it is about the decentralization now completely hacking away at the centralization, albeit played out in the Ukraine. They will win out, ladies and gentlemen, because the facts always speak for themselves. Full stop. And they are lying to you about what is happening in the Ukraine. That's being qualified by me. And I'm on a level playing field with my oath at hand. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? That's what that is. Anybody on the public forum using a variant name spelling of their name are actors. They're lying to you. They are lying to you. They are lying to you. Just as I had to take over the Crown copyright because they have done foul things. They have shamed the crown. That is the glory of the man, the thing that glows from your head, as it were. They have shamed it. And in that sense, Elizabeth II, shame on you. Shame on you. And shame on you. 3 strikes and you're out. You have taught and you have done ill upon these things. And those freaks calling themselves lords spiritual and temporal, you have shown yourself to be what you are. You have fouled that seal. That seal copyright now is my possession. So I'm letting you know again and again, this war of the world has already begun. Okay? And if you're not aware of how these silent weapons are used against you in these quiet wars, because that's a quiet war, what is happening in the Ukraine. And the lies that they tell you is the silent weapons that they are using to remove your sweat equity, your energy. Okay? Look, ladies and gentlemen, the power of DeFi and starfish organizations are so powerful. They are so powerful that essentially you cannot win over it. Okay? Anybody knowing the truth or the facts will just simply blurt it out. And that exposes the liar for what they are. That's the power of it. A single fact can expose their lie. And they're trying to get the people to rile themselves up to think that Putin is the nightmare coming to you. The nightmare that is coming to you is that your own governments, just as every American knows, is the greatest threat to your life and liberty. Liberty is a maritime expression. This is the BBC, ladies and gentlemen. This is the BBC doing a character assassination on me, portraying me as some sort of an East London black villain. They play the race card, they play the villain card, and they do character assassination attacks, anybody that tries to expose them for what they are. The 2 BBC generals at the moment in place are nothing more than men and women that are trying to perpetrate dog feces on your shoes. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to squirt dog feces onto you to make you feel and smell as stink as they are, just as foul as they are. That's their sole purpose, is to foul your minds and to foul the children's minds, your baby's mind, your master's minds. Anybody below the age of 14 is a master, because they have yet to be corrupted totally and sold into the stock market. Okay? The stock market quite literally means what it is. You are the stock. This is the Shanghai Cooperative. It is a cooperative organization. These are the member states. Okay, these are China, India, Kazakhstan, I don't even know how to pronounce it, Pakistan, Russia, Uzbekistan, it goes on. And these are the observer states: Afghanistan, Belgium, Iran, Mongolia, Armenia, dialogue countries. Whether you like it or not, this entire planet is going cooperative. It's going to go on blockchain. It's already on blockchain. It's going to go on Bitcoin. You see, there are people on this planet that are so well thought out in what they do. They always give you a rescue package. Sorry about the listing of the words. The rescue package is Bitcoin and blockchain. I suggest everybody, I removed that word suggest. What I have done as quick as I can is remove every money that I have in these banks and transferring it into Bitcoin. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I have more faith in a digital currency or a digital asset than I do with anything else. Banks have always stolen from me. Always stolen. That's all they do. They steal money. That's their sole purpose. As you know, their purpose is to steal your securities and pass it over to the Securities and Exchange Commission. This battle will culminate by Putin doing what he needs to do with Ukraine. That is, to put it on a level playing field where the individual the men and women are not disadvantaged by Washington, D.C.'s influence, which is alien to Americans. That's what it is. Americans have an aliens amongst themselves called Washington, D.C., to get their corrupted minds out of this, which is essentially central London. Central London, albeit the City of London, is a parasitical organization. It's purely parasitical. It also exists independent of the Vatican. Work it out, yeah? Their sole purpose is to remove your sweat equity. We live on a geometric level playing field now. No men and women can be taken off that plane unless they sign up for human rights. Human rights is your ability to become a monster's right to be a monster. A human, in their own Black's Law Dictionary, defines humans as what? A monster. So when you claim human rights, you are claiming your right to be a monster, and all monsters will be taken out. And that's what the vaccine mandate is about for those people that are monstrous. For those people that are men and women, if you are vaccinated, these things will act as an enhancer. I require no vaccine because I don't have any ailments, as it were. Okay? Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Committee of 300 who call themselves the Olympians. It lists all the gods that you have been worshipping, as well as the Old Testament prophets and so on and so forth, which are just men and women masquerading as gods. Okay? Why doesn't your professors, your newspapers, or even the independent reporters on the YouTube talk about these documents? Why aren't they showing you that your God has a bank account? Why aren't they doing that? Why am I the only one? What am I, gifted or something? No. What it does, it shows you the level of control that is being perpetrated on you. The control is phenomenal. And men and women, you see how easy it is to slip up with these words? Because that's how deep the programming is. It's because if they showed you these documents, it's game over. These are not my documents, ladies and gentlemen. I got them from the UN building, from the UA mail office, from the postmaster there, as well as the librarian. Okay? These are all noting what these freaks do. And they are freakish. Some of them have left. They have left because they have seen the error of their ways. One of them is Vladimir Putin, who used to be a member of the Committee of 300. He's now doing his best to level the playing field. You are essentially looking at people that are put into place of the blockchains for you to do what you need to do. Okay? These people are not setting up cooperatives in order to steal your sweat equity. They're trying to level the playing field. So every man and woman has a chance to make what they make is theirs. And they take a percentage or less for using their conduits. Okay, that's how you beat corruption. That's how you beat it. I will share a piece of information with you, which I have done so far. And I want you to really encapsulate this. Do you know what the secret of the one is? Do you know what the secret of my success is? Do you know what the secret of my claim to be the one is? You know what the secret is? I've released the information already. Is that it only takes one and any one of yous to stop and correct the whole of Washington, D.C. or central London or any largest organization which is all lies. It only takes one, any one of yous, to stop and correct them, to name and shame them, to put them on a level playing field where you can slap them. That's the power of the one. The job of the decentralized organizations is to make that one look so mythological that if you ever touched it, like so-called Jesus, is that you will suffer eternal pain. No, the power of the one is that if you are a man or woman, you can slap these asses to name and shame them for what they are. You have to demystify Bitcoin. You have to demystify what the power of the one is. You have to take out the mystifications of the Bible. You have to take out the mystifications of it. The job of the centralization and the previously committee of 300, which are the Olympians, is to mystify it so much that it only becomes a mystery, a magisterium, a magistrate, a mysterious concept, so esoteric, you need to take on superhuman characteristics and even call yourself man and Superman. You see, the whole point of Nietzsche there was to talk you out of becoming a man and become a mythological thing, calling itself Superman, that requires super kinetic powers of kryptonite and newtonite and asshole knights and so on and so forth, to just simply go up to these fraudsters and say, ha ha ha, caught you out, you piece of dog feces stuck on man's shoe. That's all it is. That's the power of the one. And you must find it in yourself to come off any other planes of mystery that they have put you in, so you keep moving away from that geometric level playing field. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope this has helped, and the solutions to your problems has been solved by Bitcoin in finance and in business. And I have solved the problem by giving every man and woman the gift, the free gift of the paperwork necessary to stop this the Securities and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., Central London, or any government, credit agencies, or whatever it is, to be able to remove you giving them your credit, your security. I've given that to you as a free gift. If you want it, contact anybody, but don't pay for it because it's free. Anybody charging, you make sure you put them into prison. Okay, I've given it to you as a free gift. I give it to the Canadians. I gave it to the whole world on a second presentation on the same day, Thursday last week. If I have not made that clear, I'll make it clear again. I have given you as a free gift the solution to that. I've given it to you. Just as Bitcoin, blockchain, has secured your life energy, the monies that you make are yours. I have no other words to express myself apart from what I have just said. The power of the one is that any one of yous, it only takes any one of yous out there to slap Washington, D.C., Central London, UK Parliament, Lord Spiritual and Temporal, slap them around so hard that they will never, ever think about raising their pathetic head again. They are and conducted themselves in such a way, I am now likening them to dog feces on man's shoes. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.